But I talked to like an industrial psychologist, and she was telling us military bomb squads will bond with their bomb diffusing robots if they use them every day for a couple of weeks. And the bomb diffusing robots, they don't look like people, they're not cute, they look like little tanks. But after a few weeks, and I said, well, what do you mean bonding? She said, well, like if it breaks, they get upset and they really get annoyed until it gets fixed. And if like their Jeep breaks, they just like, ah, heck, no big deal.
Yeah,
and when the robot breaks,
of their body.
yes, and they don't want a different robot to replace it. They want their robot fixed, like their dog broke its leg, right? Well, I'll give you another dog. It's not my dog. I'm like, wow, these tough bomb disposal soldiers bond emotionally with something that doesn't look like a person. So you start getting robots in the house, and there's Cosmo, Jibo, these social robots. People will bond with them, which is really cool if it goes well, but I think it puts a responsibility on the manufacturer, the integrator, to not take advantage of people, but rather empower the customer in the end. And my final thesis is, if you're empowering the person at the end, that guides your business objectives. It'll give you a longer enduring value, because you can't commoditize the relationship. You can commoditize the components. And it's socially good. So that was kind of the final call, was let's make sure that when we're putting these robots into people's lives and they're actually embracing them and coming to live with them and socially getting engaged, let's make sure we're always empowering the people and helping them do more. So we saw last night in the, what do they call it, pitch fire, right? Laura Day was talking about Modi, which is a little robotic device to help people develop better habits, like exercising more consistently or stopping smoking or whatever it is. And it gives you tactile, audible, and haptic feedback when you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. It helps you along with this. And I thought, wow, there's the perfect illustration. The whole point of that product is empowering you. Right. Now, a robotic vacuum cleaner might not empower you to change a social habit, but it could empower you to have freedom to do something else with your time. And there's no reason you can't smile and think it's kind of humorous when it's operating, as opposed to it just doing a job in the background.
Yeah, well, the thing is, personally, I'm looking forward to, when it gets to the point where people actually have, social bonds with their robots and stuff. Because, when I'm going down the street, getting on the bus and stuff, I'm saying hello, have a nice day, all this kind of stuff. Having, sort of a conversation with the robot. Whether or not it's cognizant or not. I'm building a relationship with it.
Yeah. We name our cars in our family.
Yeah.
And I talk to
last night, I was talking with a gal in the after party that's from Australia. She's looking for some robots that she could use out there in farming environment. And she's hoping to find some stuff here. And I'm thinking that a lot of the total robotic type stuff, you put a 360 camera on a rover that you either fly or drive out into a remote location. You could fly out, monitor what's happening with the animals and stuff.
Well, and maybe it's the same thing where it can do some autonomous stuff, alert you if there's irregularities where you need to provide input, and then you're not dealing with it every second.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at, was having to say, okay, I need you to go check what's going on over in the back 40, and it'll go back and do its recording and do stuff, and get back to you if there's some anomaly that it needs to bring.
So let's acknowledge these nice people that have walked up for a second.
Hi. No,
go right ahead.
Really slow. But your presentation about the interaction with the different genders.
You want to talk to me about that?
Yeah, I had a really similar experience with the Beam Robotics thing on Palo Alto Avenue.
Okay.
And I'll follow up. If you send me an email, I'll follow up.
Absolutely. All right. Maybe in 5 minutes if you're floating.
We're going to go into the showroom, or are you going to be...
I'm actually on the stage there too.
Okay, well,
and then I'll follow up with you after that. Okay, excellent. Thanks.
Personally, I actually think that would interact well with our conversation, because we're talking about social interaction and robotics on a personal level rather than an industrial level.
Yes, right.
And having the social interaction, and
But think about, and even like if you paid someone to clean your house and they arrived, you'd say hello, Tom, or whoever the person is. You might not become friends, but you would at least know each other, and they would ask how you were doing, and after a few times you'd probably know, oh, Tom's dog's getting old, but he's going to get a new puppy and he's excited about it, and you're excited too. So that's why I was saying, if you have a robot that cleans your toilet or vacuums, you still It would be if there were two products to choose from, and one just did the job, and one did the job and gave you a little bit of a relationship. That's going to be more desirable. That's my theory. Is that would sell more. People would want it.
Also having some AI algorithms in and stuff. So your house cleaning robot. I mean, you get home, you say, okay, hi Papa, or whatever you call it, and it realizes you're in a bad mood, and it says, okay. I mean, what can I do to help your mood? I mean, let me dry your bath, let me change lights.
Or maybe it knows when you're feeling down, if it puts on James Brown and he goes, I feel good, you smile, right? But somebody else, maybe they're in a bad mood or they have a migraine, what they want is lights down and quiet.
Yeah,
but let's have it be your friend.
Yeah, building an avatar for a smartphone. Mm-hmm. And you actually got, a virtual avatar that can run around, or let's say you've got, an avatar that you use for your home.
Okay.
You've got, say you're an elder person, and you've got family elsewhere. I want to check up on grandma.
Right.
You log into the avatar and say, hey.
So I'll tell you a story. When recently this summer, at work, we placed a telepresence robot experimentally, at my wife's parents' house, and they're 79 and 80. We did it for about 8 weeks. See how it, and they're quite active. We called them every Sunday, and it was interesting because they put the charging station by the front door just because there was a space, no particular reason. But so Phil, the father-in-law, would answer the robot when I called. And he would say, come on in, because I was near the door, and he would walk down the hallway, and I would follow him in the living room. And my in-laws, they would sit on the couch, and they would be relaxed and have a cup of coffee. Much better than a Skype call where you're kind of crowded in front of the computer. And I realized the Skype call happens in the office, which is a place where you work. But the robot, we could roll it into the living room and go to the place where you naturally socialize. So it was a much more relaxed engagement. And we also noticed that my wife's folks were dressing up. They were putting on nice clothes like we were coming over to visit. And it was really cool. And we did this 4 or 5 weeks. Then they got in the car and drove to Indiana and back for 2 weeks on a big road trip. And we didn't do it, after which, and then we didn't really feel like it kind of lost the energy. But my wife and I also felt like we really got a quite good understanding of how well they were doing, and they're getting along well. But if they were struggling, maybe not as mobile or agile, we would have seen and known that without kind of watching them or anyone feeling like they were being watched. We would have been able to detect, hey, somebody's not, their mobility is getting to the point it might be risky. Let's work something out before we have a problem. And I just thought it was so cool. We closed the distance from Oregon to Colorado for, and it pulled our family together.
Yeah. Something else that I was just thinking, someone has a falling accident. Mm-hmm. They can't get up to answer the phone or to call for help. Yeah. But someone, family member or ADT or someone else, realizes that there's what's going on. ADT, it's only going to go to a call box or a phone. They can't go around and look around the property and see where are you at. There's
and the other thing, and maybe they